So this morning we got the engine pulled and came out pretty easy. Sometimes you normally when you're pulling an engine, or when I'm pulling an engine, I end up forgetting some kind of wire or a strap or a bolt, but I got them all and came right out. So here's the there's the old engine I pulled out, and then here's the new one. It's getting ready to go in. I pulled the oil pan off of it. The salvage yard said it was shipped sans oil, but it was full of oil when I dropped it. So maybe check that before you drop yours. Just open your drain plug into a pan like that. Anyway, right now I'm replacing the rear main seal, and I'll see if I can get down here and show you guys what I've done. Ugh. Alright, here's the rear bearing cap, and that bottom rear main seal fits in that channel. So I took that out, and then over here, sitting on the corner there, that's my upper rear main seal, just a horseshoe shaped thing. And it actually fits up here in this groove, that first groove all the way towards the front. And just took a punch and hammered just the seal part, and it eventually came through. Now, I did have to take off this bearing cap to get to it, and then I loosened up this cap as well. So I got to make sure and torque that back to specs. I'm getting ready to put that oil pan back on with the gasket. I wanted to show you guys. I got to put this timing cover gasket on. This is a brand new timing chain. If you can see, this is how much slack I have. Sorry, the engine's on the hoist, so it moves up and down a little bit, but there's not much slack at all. Also wanted to show you this tensioner in here, which is just kind of this, I guess, nylon plastic tensioner inside the timing chain cover right there. So I've got a new seal right here on my timing chain cover, and getting ready to go ahead and put this new gasket on. I got to clean off just a tad bit more up here and put this new gasket on. Yeah, it's a little rough. And then go ahead and put the oil pan gasket on. And there's also a couple spots of RTV that you need to put on your oil pan gasket. Once you have your gasket on this side, which is where your engine block meets your timing cover, there you put some RTV. Once you have your Lager gasket on top, put some RTV right here between these two. Boom, 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 boom. And then up here, once you have your gasket on here, right here where your block meets that bearing cap, right here on each side. And then you can go ahead and put that oil pan back up, and hopefully we're good to go. Alright, here's my old motor on the trailer. There's the damage in the piston through the block. So I got to get the engine hoist on the trailer, because I'm done with it. And over here we've got the new engine, new gaskets, everything, new timing chain, new water pump, rear main seal in the Jeep, bolted up. Motor mounts are bolted up. I did end up having to take these bolts off of the side of the block to pull the engine out. So I did that on both sides, and then when it went in, it just went in fairly easy. And then I got my harmonic balancer on there. I've already rotated the engine over, so it's not seized. I know that it's at least gonna turn over, hopefully. And I got this water pump pulley on here. So next thing I'm gonna do is just try to bolt that exhaust up down in there. I'm gonna get new bolts for those stainless steel ones that were recommended to me by a friend. Okay, it's dark out, so I've got the work light out so you can kind of see what's going on. Okay, so I've got the transmission bolted up. I've got the fuel injector rail on. One of my injectors my old injectors wouldn't go back in. It was that first one underneath that wire loom. And so I pulled an injector off of the old fuel rail off the other motor and put that on there. It was kind of hard to get the O-ring to seat in there. So what I did was I bolted the fuel rail up, and then with my channel locks kind of rotated the fuel injector back and forth, and then tightened the bolts, like that bolt and that bolt, to tighten the fuel injector rail, and it seated the washer in there, the little rubber O-ring. So then it was good. Then you put the little clip thing on there, which is right there, and that's the actual one that I was working on. So. And then I got my wiring harness, which is this black rail right here, with all my connectors. I've got O2 sensors hooked up, my throttle body hooked up, and then there's a bunch of connectors down in here for the distributor and the crank position sensor. I think that's mounted on the transmission. I believe that's correct. And then ground wires there, down by the distributor, and back on the block back there, and then a ground strap right here on the oil pan. Alright, and then I got this bracket on here, the idler arm, or whatever you would call it, pulley bracket on there. So got a lot of work done today. It's Saturday, day before St. Patty's Day, so it's the 16th on 2013. April. Did I say April? It's March 16th. Whatever day it is. Okay, so as you can see, we got the accessories back on. Power steering pump, AC compressor, got my serpentine belt run, my alternator, upper radiator hose, heater core hoses, and down here, lower radiator hose. Got my radiator in, and my AC condenser coil in, and then my hood latch, this piece right here, hood latch on. So got my throttle cables run, got my starter on and wired up down there if you can't see it. Okay, so there's one transmission bolt that's really hard to get to, and I'll try to take you all underneath the Jeep and we'll look at it. So give me a second.